tired for that shit.
Okay, so the citation is going to be for the tinted windows, obviously, when I pulled you over, and then the modified exhaust, okay?
That's too loud for your ears?
Huh?
That's too loud for your ears?
So anything modified is illegal.
Did it bother you?
It doesn't matter if it bothers me or not.
So then why do you pull people over for it?
My personal values, it doesn't matter what I think of personal, right?
Well, why do you pull people stuff over for petty shit, though?
I'm doing my job.
But it's petty, though, right?
That's subjective, right?
That you signed up to, like, be a hero and save lives, man.
So then thirdly, just make sure you carry your driver's license with you, not your ID, okay? So I need a sign right here in the gray. It's not a admission to guilt. It's just a promise to appear.
You never give me a break?
What?
Not me. I don't ever get breaks. Thank you, hero. There you go again, Berto. Thank you for doing business. Sorry my car's too manly for you.
I didn't call you. Here's your ears.
Is it too loud for you?
It's not even I. Drive safe.
That's for you, pretty.
Okay, so the citation is going to be for...
Húc xanh dương hay còn gọi là A-bomb, hắn được tạo ra khi Rick John bị buộc tham gia một thí nghiệm kết hợp giữa serum siêu chiến binh và bức xạ gamma. Sự biến hình của anh đã mang lại cho A-bomb những chiếc vảy gần như không thể bị phá hủy, có thể chịu được nhiệt độ nóng như mặt trời. Và nhờ vào các lớp vảy cứng cáp của mình, những cú đấm của anh gây ra nhiều đau đớn hơn so với các Húc khác. Anh cũng là Húc duy nhất có thể tàng hình, cho phép anh thực hiện các cuộc tấn công bất ngờ và làm cho nạn nhân của mình ra đi trong bối rối. Ở trạng thái mạnh nhất, A-bomb là Húc mạnh mẽ nhất trên trái đất. Ngay sau khi A-bomb có được sức mạnh, anh ngay lập tức bị tấn công bởi Red Hook, một Húc vô cùng mạnh mẽ và thông minh. Nhưng mặc cho những cú đấm kinh hoàng và nóng như nham thạch của Red Hook, A-bomb vẫn có thể chịu đựng được tất cả, từ cú đấm này cho đến cú đấm khác, và rồi đánh bại được ông. Húc xanh dương hay còn gọi là A-bomb, hắn được tạo ra khi Rick John bị buộc tham gia một thí nghiệm kết hợp.
No, tuition is $24,000.
But the brochure said $3,000 a year.
You misread it. It's 3,000 a unit. There's 8 units per year, 4,000.
It costs $24,000? We can't pay that. Oh my God, no, I'm never gonna be able to come here, and I just admitted I wanted to. I take back everything I ever said about wanting anything.
I was at the pastry school getting us a work-study arrangement. And you're going to pastry school.
No way!
Here you go, your school uniform.
This is where my name's gonna go. My chef name, Conchita Bonfire. So what kind of work-study arrangement did you make for me?
So I'll be working in the office helping out Bibi. So I'm working, you're studying.
You're working at my school? Mom!
No, tuition is $24,000.
But the brochure said $3,000 a year.
You misread it. It's 3,000 a unit. There's 8 units per year, 4,000.
It costs $24,000? We can't pay that. Oh my God, no, I'm never gonna be able to come here, and I just admitted I wanted to. I take back everything I ever said about wanting anything.
I was at the pastry school getting us a work-study arrangement. And you're going to pastry school.
No way!
Here you go, your school uniform.
This is where my name's gonna...
Em hỏi anh một câu, nếu anh trả lời đúng, tối nay em sẽ ở bên anh. Đây là màu gì?
Màu trắng.
Anh nhìn kỹ lại xem đây là màu gì.
Màu xanh lá. Em đổi câu khác đi.
Thế đây là cái gì?
Là lợi.
Sao anh nói khó nghe thế?
Cao răng. Nhưng mà em định ở bên anh làm gì?
Em cùng anh xem bóng đá, xem Euro.
Anh đổi cái khác được không?
Được. Thế anh muốn đổi thành hoạt động nào?
Biến em thành người khác.
Em đã chuẩn bị nhiều thứ lắm. Xem bóng đá phải có đồ ăn vặt chứ. Có nhiều vị, đậu Hà Lan vị tỏi.
I was talking one time and a lady said to me,
Yes, ma'am. Vậy xuống mất thời gian quá.
Since you did boobs, I'm gonna put my booty in his face because all he wants for his birthday is a big booty hole. Closer. I can't get both of you. Come closer.
I never get tired of waking up like this.
Mr. Chains, I am so mortified.
With a butt pic and then crash with Mr. Chain.
I am such a huge fan, and I wanted to bury me in such a booty hole.
Yeah.
I heard booty and I heard hose, so I had to do a pop-in.
I got coming to crash a party.
You got a broken taillight back there. Can I see some ID? What are you reaching for?
My ID.
All right. Okay. What are you reaching for? The thing you asked me for? You didn't use your turn.
You don't see it?
See what?
Jessica, he's gay. Oscar Chow is very, very gay.
Gay? That's ridiculous. Oscar is not gay. We dated for an entire summer in college.
Did he ever kiss you?
Of course.
Forehead doesn't count.
He's a gentleman.
He's straight, Lewis, and you better watch out. If you're not careful, Oscar might steal me from right underneath your little...
I hope you don't mind that I borrowed this robe. Very swish.
Oh my God, Oscar Chow is gay.
Duh.
How did I miss that Oscar was gay? There must have been clues.
Oh, this is a nice one. I would recognize that look anywhere. That is the look of love.
Yeah, but he's not looking at me.
I wonder who he was looking at.
Oh my God.
Oh, girl.
You don't see it?
Did you know that if you email Gaben, like the act...
Hay đấy. Khá. May á, thằng lồn này. Câu chuyện là gì mà nghe bi kịch chứ? Ai biết đâu. Nghe quả nhạc nền nghe bi kịch vậy. Ý là nghe lúc đó. Ý là nghe nó bi kịch. Hiểu không? Đang câu chuyện là cho vô nhạc. Nghe bi kịch hẳn. Y như phim Hàn Quốc, drama Hàn Quốc xong rồi tè đe 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 rồi xong ung thư chắc luôn. Bro, that's kind of funny. Chán vợ tôi luôn. Rồi.
too.
Messi, 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 Messi. Now do me.
I own the diner now. Secondly, don't ever do that again.
I guess I'll just have to spank myself.
No surprise there.
Messi.
Là khẩu súng được lực lượng đặc nhiệm Hải quân Hoa Kỳ Navy SEAL và các đơn vị chống khủng bố trên toàn thế giới tin cậy để quyết định sự sống còn trong các nhiệm vụ cực kỳ khắc nghiệt. Khẩu súng lục bán tự động MK23 được xem.
Seriously, what is it that you do? Please.
Okay, seriously, what do you do for a living?
Please. Are you finally going to tell me exactly what your job is? Please.
So naturally, this was a pretty big moment for us.
Well, what do you do for a living?
Well, as you know, back in my hippie days, a businessman came into my coffee shop, told me money was all that mattered, and stole my girlfriend. That's when I decided to become awesome. But I had no idea how to break into the corporate world. So, hoping he wouldn't recognize me, I went to the one person from whom I knew I could learn everything.
Do we know each other, bro? Bro, we have one opening you'd be perfect for.
Great! What do I do?
Please. Provide legal, exculpation, and sign everything. Just show up every day, scribble your name in a bunch of documents, and we'll pay you 16 crap loads a year. Deeds are in the contract. I'll give you time to think about it.
I'll take it!
Hold on. Did you even read this before signing it?
No.
You're hired. We'll work on that.
That's your job? You sign sketchy, legally binding documents that could implicate you for God knows what?
Best job ever, right?
Seriously, what is it that you do? Please.
Okay, seriously, what do you do for a living?
Please. Okay, fine.
Magnet did something wrong. Everything wrong. loạn vãi cực. Quá. Come on. Gì vậy? Má binh rồi. Làm lồn gì? I should kill it. Get up. Bruh. No, no.
How long time did it take to shoot 100 hours? 20 hours? 30 hours?
One of the most memorable characters in Band of Brothers is antagonist Herbert Sobel, who is superbly portrayed by actor David Schwimmer. We're introduced to Lieutenant Sobel during the first episode of the series, titled Currahee. Sobel is commanding Easy Company during basic training at Camp Toccoa, Georgia. He was known for being a strict disciplinarian. In the words of Band of Brothers author Stephen Ambrose, Sobel was a petty tyrant put into a position in which he had absolute power. He would berate his men for even the most minor infractions. He was extremely disliked by those he commanded, including Lieutenant Dick Winters, Sobel's executive officer, who recalled that Sobel was not just unfair, he was plain mean. In the HBO miniseries, the growing feud between Dick Winters and Herbert Sobel culminates with Sobel initiating court-martial proceedings against Winters. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how much of the Sobel vs. Winters feud that's seen in Band of Brothers is based on the true story. I'm also going to provide additional details about the feud that are not shown in the series. After being ordered to active duty in mid-1941, the Chicago-born Herbert Sobel was sent to Camp Grant near Rockford, Illinois. The following year, he volunteered to join the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment at Camp Toccoa in Georgia. First Lieutenant Herbert Sobel became the initial member of Easy Company and its commanding officer. He was in charge of Easy Company during basic training at Toccoa. According to Dick Winters, who was a second lieutenant at the time, Sobel was determined that Easy Company would be the first and the best in everything it did. He expected Easy to lead the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment in every measurable category, and he intended that Easy Company would be ready when it entered combat. Herbert Sobel's dislike of Dick Winters began during the first week at Camp Toccoa. Winters was leading the company in calisthenics. He was up on a stand demonstrating the exercises, helping the men through the motions. It was then that Colonel Sink walked by and stopped to watch. He noticed that Winters had the full attention of his men, who were carrying out the exercises just as he instructed. Sink asked Winters how many times the company had done calisthenics. 3 times, sir, Winters replied. A few days later, Sink promoted Winters to first lieutenant without consulting Sobel. From that day forward, Winters was a marked man in Sobel's eyes. He gave Winters every dirty job he could find, including latrine inspection and serving as a mess officer. Like in the series, Sobel was known for his grueling training exercises. He regularly made the men run up a 3-mile logging road that wrapped around Currahee Mountain, which was not far from Camp Toccoa. Sobel was lanky and not very athletic, which is fairly well captured by actor David Schwimmer's similar physical appearance. However, Sobel always made sure to do the drills with the men, and it's true that he would shout "Hi-ho Silver" as they ran up the mountain. While many of the Easy Company veterans would later claim that Sobel's grueling training is what enabled them to make it through World War II, they nevertheless despised Sobel when they were under his command. He would constantly pick on the men for the tiniest infractions. This included getting lint on their chevrons, carrying a rusty bayonet, or having a dirty stacking swivel or weapon sling. Sobel would even scold them for having a name he didn't like. If a man had displeased him in some way, he would mark him down for dirty ears and deny him a weekend pass. A man could fail inspection if Sobel had a grudge against him, and Sobel seemed to hold many grudges. If infractions of discipline were not found during inspections, Sobel would make up deficiencies to prove a point or to emphasize his authority as company commander. To get him back, the men in the company played vengeful pranks on Sobel, which ignited his rage even further. The worst happened during a training exercise where several men, including Sobel, volunteered to be casualties so that the medics could practice bandaging wounds, improvising casts, and evacuating the wounded to the regiment's aid station. The medics gave Sobel an anesthetic that knocked him unconscious. They then made a small incision to make him think that they had done an appendectomy on him. According to Ambrose, they sewed up the incision and covered it with bandages. When Sobel came to, he was understandably livid, but the guilty medics were nowhere to be found, and no one in Easy Company would give them up. While in England preparing for war, Sobel's humiliating punishments got worse as he exhibited increasingly paranoid behavior as combat loomed. If a man got back to camp late, he would make him dig a 6-foot by 6-foot hole in the ground, after which he would make him fill it back in. As Stephen Ambrose notes, if Sobel did not like a man, for whatever reason, he would flunk him out for the least infraction, real or imagined. Dick Winters recalled that Herbert Sobel didn't go any easier on the officers. During meetings, he was very domineering. There was no give and take, said Winters. His tone of voice was high-pitched, rasp-like. He shouted instead of speaking in a normal way. It would just irritate you. To the officers and soldiers alike, Sobel became known as the Black Swan, a nickname that soon evolved into Herr Black Swan. Captain Sobel had no friends within the company and few within the regiment, recalled Winters. At the end of the day, he went one way and we officers went the other, hoping to not run into him at the officers' club. The men united around their hatred for Sobel, which helped them to form a cohesive bond that would prove invaluable when they headed into combat. In the years since the release of Band of Brothers, Herbert Sobel's son Michael has spoken out in defense of his father, saying that rather than being petty and incompetent, his father was fully aware of what he was doing. I believe that the men understand what my father's function was and how he operated, said Michael. While it's hard to argue that Herbert Sobel wasn't highly effective at turning civilian volunteers into robust, combat-ready soldiers, his ability to lead men on the battlefield was another story. Sobel was often confused during combat exercises. He couldn't read a map, and he was inept at making tactical decisions. He would do so hastily without reflection or consultation, and he was usually wrong. While at Camp McCall in North Carolina in the summer of 1943, Sobel was commanding Easy Company during a field exercise in which they established a defensive perimeter in the woods. Like in the series, the plan was to stay put, remain very quiet, and let the enemy walk into an ambush. As they waited, a breeze blew up the leaves on the ground and the trees started to rustle. Sobel sprang to his feet, shouted at the top of his lungs, "Here they come! Here they come!" In his memoir, Dick Winters said that at that moment, the men all thought, "Ye gods, I am going into combat with this man. He'll get us all killed." Sobel lacked both judgment and battlefield experience, and he would panic when confronted with an unexpected situation during a field exercise. There was a growing feeling among his men that he couldn't be trusted in combat situations. Dick Winters later said, "Lieutenant Sobel did not impress me as a field soldier, but he was the commander, and I was determined to do my part to make my platoon the best in the company." However, Winters would lose all respect for Sobel the day that Sobel announced to the officers, "In Easy Company, we will lead through fear, not by example." The statement made such an impression on Winters that he recorded Sobel's words in his diary. Winters later recalled, "Captain Sobel commanded through fear and intimidation. That is not how a leader should conduct himself." In the book Band of Brothers, Stephen Ambrose wrote, "Sobel had the authority over the men. Lieutenant Winters had their respect. The two men were bound to clash." Winters once shared his feelings about Herbert Sobel in an April 15, 1943 letter that he wrote to Deetta Allman, a young lady from the mountains of North Carolina who he had gotten to know. "My job is to take charge of the company when the captain isn't around, and he never is, and do the paperwork," wrote Winters. "Don't ask me what the captain does." Including such sentiments in a letter was risky because it was not uncommon for Sobel to search and seize items in the footlockers of the men. Things grew more tense between Herbert Sobel and Dick Winters prior to the Normandy invasion when Easy Company was in Aldbourne, England toward the end of 1943. In the premiere episode of Band of Brothers, Easy Company is in Aldbourne, and Herbert Sobel initiates a court-martial against Dick Winters for failing to conduct a latrine inspection by the time that Sobel had requested. In real life, this event happened on October 30th, 1943, and it unfolded in a similar manner to how it plays out in the series, which condenses it a bit. Initially, Sobel had ordered that Winters complete the latrine inspection by 10 a.m. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Strayer was scheduled to inspect Easy Company an hour later. Sobel then changed the inspection time to 9:45. Winters, who at 9:30 had been ordered by Colonel Strayer to censor the enlisted men's mail, did so in a small room at a private home he was staying at in Aldbourne, since the task could not be done at headquarters. Winters showed up at 10 a.m. to inspect the latrine and saw that Sobel was already there and had had Private Joachim Milo mop the bathroom. Sobel left without looking at Winters or acknowledging his presence. Winters carried out his inspection and determined that Private Milo had done a good job. Then 45 minutes later, First Sergeant Evans handed Dick Winters a typed document requesting that Winters choose his punishment for failure to inspect the latrine. Either punishment under Article of War 104, designated for minor infractions, or the more serious trial by court-martial. Winters went to Sobel's office and explained to him that he was never notified about the updated time of 9:45. Sobel claimed that he had had Winters contacted by phone, but Winters said that the temporary residence he was staying at didn't have a phone. Sobel then said that a runner was also sent, but Winters told him that no runner ever reached him. Sobel refused to accept Winters' justification. Sobel knew he was taking a gamble by putting a court-martial on the table, but he was certain that Winters would pick the less extreme option for his punishment. Like in the series, Winters shocked Sobel by choosing to have a trial by court-martial. Sobel then replied back with a letter encouraging Winters to reconsider and take the lesser punishment. In the letter, Sobel stated that Winters would be denied a 48-hour pass until after December 15, 1943. Sobel figured such a punishment wouldn't be a big deal to Winters since he usually spent his weekends on base anyway. Winters appealed his punishment. For Winters, it was about principle, and it was about time things with Sobel came to a head. Sobel sent another letter explaining that the punishment would not be lifted. It wasn't long before Colonel Strayer stepped in. He set aside the punishment and declared the case closed. There would be no court-martial proceedings. Sobel refused to let the matter go. The next day, November 12th, he had yet another letter given to Winters. This time, he was going after Winters for failing to instruct Private Milo, the latrine orderly, to clean the bathroom. He also wanted a reason as to why Private Milo was permitted to be on duty in need of a shave. Winters, realizing that Sobel wouldn't stop coming after him, finally gave up. In a letter, he replied to Sobel that there was no excuse for these failures. The next day, Colonel Strayer decided that for the good of the company, it would be best to transfer Winters out of Easy Company. Like in Band of Brothers, Winters was made battalion mess officer, a job that in Winters' view only goes to guys who can't do anything right. As seen in the series, several of the non-commissioned officers in Easy Company intended to resign their ranks in protest. Each wrote a formal letter to Colonel Robert Sink, the regimental commander, indicating an unwillingness to go into combat under Captain Sobel, and they turned in their stripes. Sink got the non-coms together, and he gave them hell for their attempted mutiny. Sergeant Mike Ranney was demoted to Private First Class, and Salty Harris was transferred out of Easy Company. Ultimately, as seen in the series, Colonel Sink decided to replace Sobel, who he assigned to command a new parachute training school in the village of Chilton Foliot in Wiltshire, England, where he would provide jump training for non-combat personnel in preparation for D-Day. This included priests, doctors, and others. First Lieutenant Thomas Meehan was assigned to command Easy Company. Sink, who had previously been impressed by Winters' leadership, brought him back as the leader of the 1st Platoon after the NCOs requested his return. The giant mess that Sobel had created over latrine duty had blown up in his face. Finally, Easy Company had washed their hands of him for good. In the opinion of Don Malarkey, Winters had quietly orchestrated the deal to force Sobel out. Not for his selfish gain, mind you, that wasn't Winters' style. He was among the most selfless men I've ever had the privilege of serving with. No, he did it for the good of the men. He did it to save their lives. Like the others, Winters believed that if Sobel led Easy Company into battle, he would certainly get men killed. Herbert Sobel would parachute into Normandy on D-Day as commander of the 506th Service Company. Upon landing, he gathered 4 men, and they used grenades to take out a German machine gun nest. He then joined the rest of the division near Carentan. He would serve as a staff officer in the 506th for the rest of the war, and on March 8, 1945, Sobel was appointed the regimental logistical officer, which put him in contact with Easy Company again. Perhaps the most memorable encounter between Herbert Sobel and Dick Winters in Band of Brothers happens in the final episode of the series. Easy Company is in Austria, and Dick Winters pulls up in a jeep as a German general is surrendering. The general asks Carwood Lipton if he can first address his men. Major Winters then sees Captain Sobel walking by with another soldier who sees Major Winters and salutes him. Sobel turns his head and attempts to avoid saluting Winters, who calls to Sobel, "Captain Sobel, we salute the rank, not the man." Sobel then faces Major Winters and salutes him before moving on. Winters turns and looks at his friend Lewis Nixon sitting next to him in the Jeep. Nixon shakes his head slightly from side to side while smirking, acknowledging that the moment was obviously about payback rather than honoring military code. I was surprised to learn that this exchange between Winters and Sobel did happen in real life. In Band of Brothers, the encounter happens in Austria after VE Day in the spring of 1945. However, the actual encounter occurred during the war when Dick Winters and Easy Company were in Montmellon-le-Grand, France, earlier that year from February 25th to April 2nd. Winters had recently been promoted to major, and he was walking down the street in Montmellon when he saw Captain Sobel coming in the opposite direction. After noticing Winters, Sobel dropped his head and walked by without saluting. It was then that Winters called out, "Captain Sobel, we salute the rank, not the man." Sobel stopped and faced Winters. "Yes, sir," he responded as he snapped off a salute. There's no mention of Lewis Nixon being with Winters, but David Kenyon Webster and John Martin did observe the encounter, with Martin responding, "I like to see officers pull rank on each other." Author Stephen Ambrose, who interviewed Winters extensively for his book, said that the exchange was one of the most satisfying moments in Winters' life. One aspect of the Sobel-Winters feud that is not included in the series is that at the end of the war, the officers, including Dick Winters, were ordered to turn in the silk escape map of France that they had received prior to the jump into Normandy. Winters had his sewn onto his belt and had relied on it often, during which time it acquired sentimental value. Sobel requested that the officers either give the maps back or pay $75 apiece for them. Winters responded with a letter that simply read, nuts, followed by his signature, Richard D. Winters, Major Commanding. Needless to say, Captain Herbert Sobel backed off. Perhaps what sums up best how Dick Winters felt about Herbert Sobel is a single photograph that one of Winters' children discovered years later. Winters had mailed it home when Easy Company was still in the States. It is a photograph of Sobel taken in 1942 at Camp McCall when he was 30 years old and the commander of Easy Company. On the photo, someone had drawn a Hitler mustache on Sobel's face. Winters confessed that he was the one who had altered the photo because that's exactly how the men felt about their commander. In his memoir, Winters recalled, "So traumatic was my own relationship with Captain Sobel that 60 years after the war, it's still painful remembering my initial meeting with him." Yet even Winters admitted that part of Easy Company's success had been due to Sobel's strenuous training and high expectations. After the war, Dick Winters never encountered Herbert Sobel again. Sobel did not attend the Easy Company reunions. He married and had 3 sons. He also had a daughter who died several days after birth. He was said to be a devoted family man. It appeared that the civilian Herbert Sobel was a very different man from the tyrant that had presided over Easy Company. However, Sobel harbored deep mental wounds that would begin to show. Clarence Hester, who had been Sobel's executive officer after the formation of Easy Company, was on a business trip to Chicago in the early 1960s. He contacted Sobel, and they had lunch together. Hester said that Sobel was bitter toward Easy Company and life in general. During the 1960s, Sobel gradually became estranged from his family. He and his wife Reva divorced, and he lost touch with his sons. In 1970, Sobel put a small caliber pistol to his head, and he pulled the trigger. He survived, but the bullet severed his optic nerves, rendering him permanently blind. He would spend the next 17 years of his life in a rundown Veteran Affairs nursing home in Illinois. He died of malnutrition there in 1987 at age 75. If you found this video helpful and you want to learn more about the true stories behind Band of Brothers, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Anchors away, my friends.
Đau vãi. Thề. Mẹ.
Lăn tăn về giá. It's not even pink, it's raw.
And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
Gordon Ramsay is probably the most famous chef in history. He's hosted some of the greatest cooking shows of all time, ran multiple Michelin.
I say this, there's nothing simple being behind us.
Cry.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry. That was his choice to cry.
This is Marco Pierre White, former Michelin star chef, television personality, and Gordon Ramsay's mentor. In many ways, Marco walked so Ramsay could run. He wasn't the first celebrity chef, but he was the first cool celebrity chef, to the point where he essentially redefined the image of cooks in popular culture. But despite starring in an impressive portfolio of cooking shows on his own, he's always played second fiddle to Ramsay in the media circuit. So why hasn't Marco had the same worldwide success as his disciple? Well, for one, he's absolutely terrifying.
Do you sometimes miss the simplicity of just being behind a stove?
Trust me when I say this, there's nothing simple being behind a stove.
See, if Ramsay gets mad, he'll yell at you, call you an idiot sandwich or whatever. But if Marco gets mad, it's a whole different beast.
Have some fucking respect. Do not push me. I don't think you understand what I am. I control myself very well.
Yeah, there's a reason why MasterChef Junior chose Ramsay over this guy. This is not to imply that Marco is in any way unsuccessful. He is an extremely accomplished chef, and even if he's not as much of an international household name like Ramsay, he's still one of the biggest and most celebrated chefs in the industry. But comparing the two is interesting, because despite Ramsay being the better known out of the two, Marco is, in some ways, more Ramsay than Ramsay himself. He is scarier, he's more volatile, and in some ways even more accomplished.
Marco was, correct me if I'm wrong, you were the youngest chef to get 3 Michelin stars, the first British-born chef to get 3 fucking Michelin stars.
Because of that, Marco has accrued a significant cult following in the last few years. Like, I've seen him built up as this mythical super chef, like he's the secret final boss you face after defeating Gordon Ramsay. But is that reputation truly deserved? Yes, and I'll get into why. But first, we need to start at the beginning. Marco Pierre White was practically born to be a chef. His name is even a metaphor for the holy trinity of classical cuisine, being part Italian, part French, and part British. Though despite the exotic combination of names, Marco's upbringing was predominantly English, growing up in a Leeds council house in the 1960s. There he lived with his English father, his Italian mother, and his 2 older brothers. Marco was especially attached to his mother, and some of the fondest memories he recalls from his childhood were spending time with her and her family in Italy. In the later years, Marco would always credit his mother's cooking for introducing him to the world of gastronomy.
My earliest memory of risotto was when I was a young boy of maybe 4 or 5 years old. I was sitting on the side watching my mother make it.
And what I realized was that restaurants had stars.
And just like that, Marco has found his purpose. He goes from just training to be a chef to training to become the greatest chef in England. So he finds the restaurant with the most Michelin stars in Britain, the Box Tree, with 2 stars to their name.
And then one day, I approached Box Tree for a job. And on the day that I approached Box Tree for a job, a young man had given his notice in the kitchen. So I got my interview, and I got my job at Box Tree.
Box Tree was a huge step up from the St. George Hotel, both in terms of prestige and the level of talent that Marco was exposed to, and it allowed him to develop his skills at a rapid pace. Eventually, though, Marco's ambitions grew bolder. Back in the day, Michelin was considerably more conservative in what restaurants they considered worthy for their guide. So if Marco wanted to achieve his dream of 3 Michelin stars, he needed to pursue classical French cuisine. So Marco eventually left the Box Tree and took a job as an apprentice at Le Gavroche, another Michelin-starred restaurant.
And I find myself looking through the windows of this very elegant restaurant. I think, wow.
Sao nhãn trong các buổi họp.
Chào mừng đã đến với MGN Esports. Trong những ngày vừa qua, cộng đồng Liên minh huyền thoại trên toàn thế giới đang xôn xao trước thông tin Faker là cái tên đầu tiên được điền vào đại sảnh huyền thoại. Đi kèm với vinh dự này là hàng loạt những sự kiện tri ân được Riot và LCK gửi đến Quỷ Vương bất tử. Như một lần vắt tranh cuối cùng khi mà Quỷ Vương có lẽ đã gần đến ngày giải nghệ. Khi nhìn lại cả sự nghiệp dài của Faker hơn 10 năm qua, những người xem Liên minh huyền thoại, dù là fan hay trung lập chắc chắn cũng không thể nào thôi thán phục trước tài năng kiệt xuất trăm năm có một của Quỷ Vương bất tử. Dù cho ở bất kỳ độ tuổi nào, từ khi chỉ mới là ngôi sao trẻ cho đến lúc trở thành tuyển thủ vĩ đại nhất lịch sử, Faker luôn biết cách khiến cả thế giới bất ngờ trước những pha xử lý siêu hạng của mình. Nhân lúc Faker vẫn còn là cái tên đang nóng hổi trên truyền thông, hãy cùng MGN Esports tổng hợp lại toàn bộ những tình huống thi đấu đẳng cấp nhất của Quỷ Vương Faker suốt hơn một thập kỷ ròng rã vừa qua. Trước khi vào video, hãy để lại cho MGN Esports một like và một subscribe, ủng hộ kênh sớm đạt 100.000 sub. Cảm ơn anh em rất nhiều. Champions mùa xuân 2013 là nơi Faker bắt đầu sự nghiệp vĩ đại của mình trong màu áo SKT T1. Trong trận đấu đầu tiên, Nidalee của Quỷ Vương bất tử đã chạm trán với Ambition, đường giữa được đánh giá là xuất sắc nhất Hàn Quốc khi đó. Nhưng Ambition đã mắc phải một sai lầm nghiêm trọng khi tiến hóa kỹ năng ngay trước mặt Faker. Chớp lấy thời cơ, Quỷ Vương trẻ tuổi đã thực hiện một combo Nidalee vô cùng mượt mà để hạ gục người đàn anh, đồng thời đánh dấu mạng hạ gục đầu tiên trong sự nghiệp đầy huy hoàng.
Whoa, Ambition! What? Faker just executes Ambition in that mid lane.
Nếu nói về khoảnh khắc đã đưa tên tuổi Faker vươn ra tầm thế giới, thì đó chắc chắn phải là pha solo Z kinh điển giữa Quỷ Vương và Ryu trong trận chung kết quốc nội mùa hè 2013. Khi đó, SKT và KT Roster đã đưa trận đại chiến viễn thông đến ván 5 trọn ẩn, nơi kèo đấu Z ngay lập tức được khóa lại ở khu vực đường giữa. Trong tình huống solo định mệnh, Ryu khiêu chiến Faker cho một kèo tay đôi sống còn, nhưng rồi Quỷ Vương bất tử đã có pha xử lý gần như là đỉnh cao nhất sự nghiệp, khiến nạn nhân Ryu phải ở mức cả đời, còn Faker thì nhận sự tôn trọng từ cả thế giới Liên minh huyền thoại. Đó cũng là pha xử lý đã mang về cho Faker chức vô địch đầu tiên trong sự nghiệp.
Even though I only have a mat on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker maybe in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that? Faker with a huge play, the QSS. I can't believe I just saw that. He actually won that duel. I can't believe that happened.
Chung kết thế giới mùa 3 chứng kiến màn debut của Faker trên đấu trường quốc tế. Ngay trong ngày thi đấu đầu tiên, siêu sao trẻ tuổi nhà SKT đã nhanh chóng ghi dấu bằng một pha outplay vô cùng mãn nhãn trước người chơi đường giữa Khoa của OMG phía bên kia chiến tuyến. Khoa đã đứng một vị trí quá chủ quan sau khi để đá lính to vào trụ của Faker. Chỉ trong tích tắc, Faker đã cho Khoa nếm trải sự cam chịu và bất lực. Sau những màn đối đầu không cân sức ở mùa chung kết thế giới đó, chính Khoa là người đã đặt cho Faker biệt danh Quỷ Vương bất tử.
Oh, he great beautiful all the way back to the turret. He got some airtime on that one. Cool's gonna be going down, and Faker with a beautiful play by himself.
Trước thông tin một sao mai mới nổi đang bắt đầu hành trình chinh phục chức vô địch thế giới trên đất Mỹ, nhiều tuyển thủ kỳ cựu đã nóng lòng muốn được dập tắt ngọn lửa của chàng trai trẻ này. Một trong số đó là Regino, đường giữa của team Solo Mid. Ở ngày thi đấu thứ 3, Regino đã thua thảm. Vì vậy, trước trận tái đấu ngày 5, anh quyết tâm sẽ trả hết món nợ này cho Faker. Nhưng cuối cùng thì kết cục mà Regino nhận về còn thảm thương hơn khi Z trong tay anh bị Riven của Faker hủy diệt hoàn toàn. Thời điểm đó, Riven đường giữa là một thương hiệu của Faker, thường được siêu sao trẻ tuổi sử dụng để khắc chế Z. Sự thông minh am hiểu game tường tận đã khiến Faker vượt xa hoàn toàn phần thế giới còn lại và những năm đầu đó của Liên minh huyền thoại.
Keep that farm going on. Reginald putting some pressure down, but Faker actually turning him down a lot of damage. Reginald goes aggressive, pushes the ultimate, gonna get caught out. Faker gets him down.
Trận bán kết chung kết thế giới 2013 có lẽ là một trong những trận đấu khó nhằn nhất Faker từng trải qua trên các đấu trường quốc tế. Trước hạt giống số 1 khu vực Hàn Quốc Najin Sot, sở hữu hàng hào thủ như Expression, Watch hay Prey, SKT T1 đã bị đẩy đến giới hạn. Nhưng trong tình thế ngặt nghèo nhất, vẫn là Faker với chính thất Ari của anh đã có một pha giao tranh mở cực kỳ chớp nhoáng khiến đội hình Najin rối loạn hoàn toàn. Chưa dừng lại, Quỷ Vương bất tử cùng với tiền bối Impact đã quét sạch đối thủ, phòng ngự thành công và giữ tia hy vọng ở lại với màu áo đỏ.
Well, his passive is there to save him. Will he be able to escape? There is Stan United coming in. Strangle Thorn's going to knock Najin Sword into the air. Prey is going to fall here. Faker from the side. Crescendo comes around. SKT doing great in this one. Now Kane going to be the target. Exhaust goes down, but it won't make a difference. Expression is going to try and chase down Faker here, but with Impact to get that torn down. Will he have the finisher? No. Faker is still alive. Charm's going to land onto him. Is he going to be able to walk away? Faker is still running. There's another turn, and Expression goes down. What just happened here? Faker magic again.
Trở về Hàn Quốc với tư cách nhà vô địch thế giới, Faker và SKT liền tham dự giải quốc nội mùa đông để đồ sát phần còn lại không thua một trận đấu nào trước khi vô địch Hàn Quốc lần thứ 2 liên tiếp. Trong ván 1 trận chung kết tổng đối đầu với Samsung Ozone, Faker lại mang ra con bài tủ Riven để khắc chế Gragas trong tay đối thủ Dade phía bên kia. Và rồi ngay cả một siêu sao hàng đầu như Dade cũng đành bất lực khi Riven của Faker hóa thần với chuỗi combo tất sát rồi lạnh lùng quay lưng bỏ đi. Tại sự kiện siêu sao đại chiến ở Paris năm 2014, SKT và Fnatic đã có một trận show match nhằm quảng bá bộ skin vô địch thế giới của nhà áo đỏ. Đúng tinh thần giải trí vui vẻ, Faker và con bài Z thương hiệu đã có pha biểu diễn cướp Baron ngay trước mũi rồi quét sạch hoàn toàn cả đội hình Fnatic chỉ trong một khoảnh khắc.
Faker's looking to maybe try and make a play. He's gone in. He's gone for Cyanide. He wants to try and pop him down. Maybe enough. He gets Cyanide down before the Baron drops. The Baron is so low. It's going to get stolen away by Faker. This is tragic for Fnatic. Peke's going to get dropped there. What sublime play by the Season 3 World Champion.
Tại giai đoạn mùa hè năm 2014, SKT của Faker tham dự giải NLB và lọt vào trận chung kết tổng đối đầu với Najin Backsword. Trước con mồi ưa thích của mình là Kuro, Faker đã tự tin khóa vào ngay quốc tướng Yasuo và có cho bản thân một trong những pha solo kill mãn nhãn nhất sự nghiệp.
이걸 킬각을 봤다는 거잖아요, 여기서.
아니, 탈진 좋았습니다.
레벨 차이가 나는데.
이거 선수도 잘했어요.
이거 누가 봐도 킬각이 아니고 페이커 아이디만 지웠으면은 저 선수 왜 던지죠 이랬을 거예요.
아, 여기서
와, 진짜. 와.
Nếu như nhắc đến Faker, chúng ta thường chỉ nghĩ đến những vị tướng như Asia hay Ari, nhưng đừng bỏ quên Syndra, nữ chúa bóng tối đã sở hữu trang phục vô địch thế giới gắn mác quỷ vương. Trong trận đại chiến viễn thông với kỳ phùng địch thủ KT tại LCK mùa xuân năm 2015, Faker đã có một pha quét tan kẻ yếu đúng nghĩa đen với Syndra, khiến cho đối thủ chỉ còn biết bó tay chịu thua trước sức mạnh bùng nổ.
And Banks going to pick that one up. Faker had laid down orbs. There's the ult onto Nagne now. Oh, and a nice
Faker with the plays onto Nagne.
That is Faker.
Ít người biết rằng Faker chỉ có duy nhất một cú pentakill trong suốt hơn 10 năm sự nghiệp của mình, tất cả là nhờ báo thủ Warner. Trong trận đối đầu với Najin Empire tại LCK mùa xuân 2015, Quỷ Vương đã đạt được cú ăn năm hoàn hảo này khi cầm trong tay vị tướng LeBlanc quen thuộc.
I gotta say, that was one of the better Frost Queen's Flame uses by Wolf there too. Just yet another great play.
Oh, he got it! How in the world did he get that pentakill?
Tại kỳ MSI đầu tiên vào năm 2015, SKT có trận ra quân gặp Besiktas Esports vào ngày 8 tháng 5, một ngày sau sinh nhật của Faker. Đại diện Thổ Nhĩ Kỳ đã mừng tuổi Quỷ Vương bằng một pha kéo cả lò ra đường giữa úp sọt huyền thoại. Đáp lễ lại món quà sinh nhật ý nghĩa này, Faker đã trả một cú Shurima Shuffle không thể mượn hơn được nữa để ấn định thất bại cho các đồng nghiệp người Thổ.
SKT, that last outer tier turret goes down and they now have their eyes only set on the base. He Emperor divides him off the wall. He can't get through the gate. Faker playmaker.
Dĩ nhiên, không thể không nhắc đến Game 3 trận chung kết LCK mùa hè 2015 khi Faker bất ngờ khóa vào Riven đường giữa khiến cả khán phòng phải ồ lên phấn khích. Không nằm ngoài dự đoán, lưỡi kiếm lưu đầy chứ danh trong tay Faker đã có một cú outplay chiều cuối hóa đá của Cassiopeia đi vào lịch sử. Pha thi đấu kinh điển này thậm chí đã được đưa vào sách giáo khoa Liên minh huyền thoại. Sau một năm lỡ hẹn với chung kết thế giới, Faker đã trở lại vương quốc của mình vào năm 2015 và có cơ duyên nằm chung bảng với Edward Gaming, đối thủ đã đánh bại họ trong trận chung kết MSI 2015 cách đó chưa lâu. Trong lần tái đấu này, Faker đã quyết tâm rửa hận. Quỷ Vương mang ra con bài Rise thương hiệu và tặng cho đối thủ EDG Pawn một cú solo kill không tì vết, trả hết món nợ cũ cả vốn lẫn lời.
Then this poor Nar top lane right now. Mid lane turret also goes down. The flash engage from Faker. Yeah, there's the Rune Prison in there. All of the spells, all of the time. Faker, the 1v1 against Pawn.
Trận chung kết thế giới năm 2015 chứng kiến một SKT quá áp đảo so với đối thủ Cool Tigers. Faker là ví dụ điển hình nhất cho sự ao trình này khi con Rise pháp sư cổ ngữ của Quỷ Vương có không chỉ một mà đến hai tình huống xử lý kỹ năng đỉnh cao để hủy diệt các thành viên Cool Tigers. Một là pha đi ganh của Hojin nhưng cuối cùng lại bị chính Faker ganh ngược.
Everyone had to do the right thing to avoid dying there, which is a little bit dangerous. Flashes were blown in the mid lane as well. Looks like Faker and Kuro went hard, so there's no flash for this. Hojin in a real bad situation.
Hai là một pha solo kill hoàn hảo mà Faker dành tặng riêng cho Kuro, con mồi yêu thích của Quỷ Vương bất tử.
Just going into the river brush, but it's going to be Kuro getting dropped immediately. How did he even think he could take that?
Tại vòng bảng LCK mùa hè 2016, Faker lại tiếp tục gieo sầu cho con mồi quen thuộc KT Roster. Lần này trong tay Hoàng đế sa mạc Azer, một pha câu kéo và tổ thoát đầy ngoạn mục giữa vòng tay ba kẻ truy đuổi. Để rồi sau đó đích thân Quỷ Vương quay trở lại và tiễn những con mồi này lên bảng đếm số khi các chư hầu đã đến hộ giá.
Yep, now Faker up on the top side. Cocoon comes out here from score. The root as well from the Jhin. It looks like he might go down. Nice Emperor's Divine to stop the jump in from Hachani. Faker trying to find the kill. The Zonius comes out, and now Duke has arrived. Trying to lock down Arrow. Gets him with the never move, and Faker is going to stay alive. The tether coming down on to Hachani as well. He goes in for the headbutt, but cannot find the damage, and it looks like he's going to fall as well, and he does.
Đến chung kết thế giới 2016 với tư cách là nhà đương kim vô địch, Faker ngay lập tức nhận được lời thách thức từ Jensen, tuyển thủ đường giữa của Cloud9. Chú lính chỉ đần này đã đăng một dòng trạng thái lên Twitter nói rằng anh không thể chờ để tát vào mồm Faker và tất nhiên Faker cũng không thể chờ để đáp trả Jensen bằng một màn hủy diệt bằng nữ chúa bóng tối Syndra.
Repeated for SKT. They need to poke down C9 before they fight here. Ensign finally flashing.
Trận bán kết chung kết thế giới 2016 giữa SKT và Ross Tigers chắc chắn là trận BO5 hay nhất lịch sử Liên minh huyền thoại. Tất nhiên là Faker ghi dấu ấn khi để lại cho thời đại một pha tẩu thoát cực kỳ ngoạn mục bằng đôi chân nhiệm màu của Quỷ Vương, khiến cho các đối thủ bên phía Ross Tigers chỉ còn biết lắc đầu ngao ngán.
No CC was really left to be had, and everyone else able to disengage properly. But now the play towards top side. They do see Faker, and the Cocoon's not going to land though. So can they get anything else? The flash chase. It's Smith onto his face, looking for a little bit more, and he's not going to go down. Faker, with just the ghost, gets away with it.
Giai đoạn mùa giải năm 2017 là meta của những vị tướng sát thủ, mà đã nhắc đến thích khách thì không thể không nhắc đến Faker ở thời kỳ đỉnh cao phong độ. Trong trận đấu gặp Không Du Monster, một màn múa lửa vô cùng mượt mà với Katarina của Quỷ Vương đã khiến đối thủ dù cố gắng tháo chạy cũng đành phải bất lực nằm xuống. Một pha xử lý như lời minh chứng rõ nét nhất cho đẳng cấp của Quỷ Vương bất tử.
Really missed indeed. Gangplank ultimate. Oh, he dodged again.
Unbelievable. He's got to get over the wall here, though. As Edge is going to get the poison and the movement speed boost, but here comes Blank from the top. I think Edge is just dead either way, and it's going to go over to Faker.
Ross Tigers đã từng là đối thủ mạnh nhất của SKT và Faker, nhưng từ sau năm 2016, họ đã thay máu toàn bộ đội hình cũ. Thấy kỳ phùng địch thủ một thời không còn xứng tầm sánh vai, Faker liền mang Ross Tigers ra làm hình nộ để biểu diễn xương pha tốc biến hóa đáng ngược bằng Cassiopeia. Tình huống xử lý điên rồ đã góp phần khiến cho Riot phải giảm sức mạnh cấp tốc xả nữ, khiến vị tướng này không còn khả năng chiêu cuối ngược như vậy nữa.
Now actually the lane is going to meet right in the middle, so not going to push too far forward for Faker, but there's the flash and the ultimate. First blood going over to Faker, immediately does cleanse.
Trận đại chiến viễn thông.
Hả? It's okay. You mean I'm your tea? It's okay, I'm your titi. No. Mina man. Mon titi.
Đầu tiên trong năm 2017, quả đúng là siêu kinh điển khi 10 ngôi sao hàng đầu thế giới của cả SKT và KT Roster đã trình diễn thứ liên minh huyền thoại đỉnh cao nhất. Tại Game 2, khi SKT đang bị đối thủ áp đảo hoàn toàn với 10.000 vàng chênh lệch, lại là Faker với một trong những cú xoáy cầu Orianna đẹp nhất lịch sử đã định đoạt lại Giang Sơn, khiến đội hình KT Roster tàn vỡ hoàn toàn.
Wide open Hootie! He lands the Dredgeline Pawn! Dead to rights will go down! That's an ace for SK Telecom T1!
Một năm sau màn vả vỡ mồm chú lính chỉ Jensen vì tội hỗn, Faker lại có cơ hội tái ngộ với Cloud9 thêm một lần nữa ở chung kết thế giới. Nhưng năm nay, Jensen đã không còn là nạn nhân nữa mà anh được xem trực tiếp Faker bỏ người đồng đội Contracts của mình và bao xác vào một pha O-play quá đỉnh với Cassiopeia.
So they have a little bit more, but mid lane's gonna have to action. Moving in, flash forward. Faker does what he can with the petrifying gaze, but it might not be enough. Heal coming through. Faker needs to make his way out. Out comes the backside. The flashback. Contracts now in trouble. Faker pushing for a little bit more. Is he gonna get the first blood here? That's it from Faker.
Cũng trong khuôn khổ vòng bảng chung kết thế giới 2017, Faker và các đồng đội SKT đã có một pha giao tranh tổng không thể nào hoàn hảo hơn để lật kèo 10.000 tiền chênh lệch trước Edward Gaming. Dù MVP của pha này thực ra là thầy Wolf, nhưng khổ nỗi mỗi khi nhắc về pha giao tranh đỉnh cao năm nào, ông bình luận viên cứ toàn gọi tên cú lệnh sóng âm của Faker mà thôi. Trận bán kết giữa RNG và SKT tại chung kết thế giới 2017 là lần duy nhất trong lịch sử một đội LPL gây khó dễ cho Faker được đến như vậy ở đấu trường danh giá này. Nhưng mà dù phải cầm Galio trong cả năm ván đấu với lối chơi chủ đạo là hỗ trợ, Faker vẫn có thể tạo ra một tình huống xử lý kỹ năng vô cùng chính xác để khiến nỗ lực băng trụ của 3 thành viên RNG trở thành trò hề.
Faker's only a knock if he's still 1 versus 3. The chase forward, Big wants everything. MLSG rather, and no, it's going to be him traded down to the turret. Faker pulling him into the damage output. Uzi waiting the wings though.
2018 có thể là một trong những năm mà người hâm mộ SKT T1 muốn xóa khỏi lịch sử đội tuyển nhất, nhưng vào giai đoạn thảm họa đó, Faker vẫn luôn là điểm sáng hiếm hoi. Trận đấu giữa SKT và KSV đã có một pha thi đấu minh chứng cho điều đó khi Galio trong tay Quỷ Vương solo kill Cassiopeia để mãn nhãn ngay dưới thềm trụ địch.
Faker's diving under the turret against Crowd, the perfect dodge there on the ultimate gets the solo kill.
Trong suốt năm 2017, Faker đã không có nhiều cơ hội sử dụng tướng tủ Rise. Vì vậy, ngay khi bước sang mùa giải 2018, Faker liền chọn ngay pháp sư của ngữ để trường bầy hồ giấy Ross Tiger tan thành mây khói.
apart even the tankiest members of SKT. Faker in a bad spot. Has to keep running. One pops over the wall. There's going to be a couple hits here. As Faker plays straight back. Can he get it? Yes, he can! Faker!
Let me see.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
My name's Adam. So I want to ask you, what do you think about veganism? Not vegetarianism.
I am not a fan of vegan, but you have a right to be vegan, obviously.
So let me clarify.
Yeah.
You on abortion, you support pretty much banning abortion in most situations.
Yes, but humans are not rabbits.
Yes. So
and humans are not deer, and humans are not cows.
Okay. So I want to ask you, do you think it's a little bit hypocritical that you oppose abortion, but you also oppose veganism? Most animals, most adult like cows, pigs, chickens, they're more intelligent than fetuses. And little children, small infants.
I can't believe I have to answer this. Can I answer?
Yeah. So how come you're saying that?
Can I
children?
answer?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. If you leave a cow for 5 years, will the cow ever be able to talk?
No.
If you leave a fetus for 5 years, will the fetus be able to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure,
so
maybe.
then which one has reason and a soul and can make sense of the natural world, aka an elevated being worthy of protection?
But that's
a cow or a human being?
That's not a good argument. That's like saying mute humans that are born that are without the ability to speak can't have rights.
It's not just about speaking. It's about reason. It's about having a soul. It's about being not an animal. What is a human being to you?
A human being is someone who has personality, and someone who can speak, and if you mean like biologically, like someone of
just give me a definition of you have a dog and a human being. How do you know which is which?
A human being can walk and talk and yeah.
So what's the best way to cheat? You say you be cheating, so what's the best way to cheat on somebody?
Bro, have boyfriends in different area codes, different states. Like, they literally won't know about each other.
Hey, you a motherfucker.
I keep the Ciroc because I had this one nightmare that Diddy might just pop in my dressing room at any time of the day.
Welcome back, family, to strong, independent women instantly regret their lifestyle and Diddy. We always gotta remember Diddy. Make sure to like this video, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started.
So what's the best way to cheat? You say you be cheating, so what's the best way to cheat on somebody?
Bro, have boyfriends in different area codes, different states. Like, they literally won't know about each other. I got posted 3 times on National Girlfriend Day. Damn! And one of them find out about the other one.
Shit.
I'm so serious.
Well, what can I say? A 304 will always be a 304.
Yay! Never had a pretty girl from Joburg to me now, and that's what they prefer.
You could throw them over your shoulders. Longer than Monday. Ha! You can use one as a pillow and another as a blanket. Yeah! Gravity must be strong in Joburg. Ha! Ha!
Instagram comments are undefeated. They did her straight dirty.
What is the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Sleeping with your best friend. I finished her boyfriend while she was upstairs. Can we not?
It's crazy how you're laughing when they literally backstab you in 4K and then boast about it.
And when your kid's biological father sees her in his door and doesn't recognize her and tries to hit on her, y'all. How the fuck is this our life?
Is this our life? You're the one who chose to have a baby with a deadbeat.
Tell me why you slept with my man? Are you gonna tell me why you slept with my man? I'm the one you sleep with my man now. I didn't before, but I will now, babe. Look at you, bitch. You're crazy. Turn that.
Notice in most female friendships, they don't even like each other and they be doing the most grimiest stuff to each other.
We've been together 9 years, bro. I'm finna crash out. Bro, you really finna crash out over a girl who getting pretzeled up by another dude?
Crash out. He might just crash the whole entire car while you're inside it.
Hey, you a mob.
That's gotta be Sir Simple-Lot.
The day you fall off, that woman ain't interested as you think.
Yeah, once you start complaining and dragging your feet.
She don't want to hear no complaint. The day you come home and think you could be like, hey, I was down, I lost it. She gonna stroke your ego, but she gonna remember that time. You cannot let them see you one time.
When's the last time you think you've opened up to a woman? We don't. Yeah, your whole life.
I'm telling you.
Because you know why? Because once you do, whenever something go down, they're gonna throw it back in your face.
Yup, they use it as ammunition, and when you guys get into arguments.
What is you guys' body count?
9, 10, 3.
Whoa!
Dixon!
How much is it?
It's like 11, 12.
11, 12?
Yeah, she's lying. Post question.
What's your body count?
It's 3.
Oh, it is? That's dope, that's dope.
2, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's 2?
2.
Okay, bet that.
Always multiply their body count by 3, then you'll get your answer.
Would you rather have a rich cheater or a broke faithful guy?
Rich cheater.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I'd probably get bored.
So you probably get bored of the broke loyal?
Not broke loyal, being bored, but I mean, I would just probably be struggling, have to make my own money, so maybe a rich cheater.
It's always about the money with these women, and then they complain when the guy's complete asshole.
Damn, babe, you look good. Hey, bro, what the
Hold on, that's your girl, bro?
Yeah.
That's your, hold on. I just want to talk to her real quick. I can't just talk to her real quick? What you mean? I just want to. No, I just want to talk to her. Are you good, bro? I'm saying you good. Can I just like talk to her, bro? Watch out, bro. I'm saying she look good, bro. I can't.
That girl be smiling way too much, bro. She definitely not yours. It's just your turn.
I'm married. That's what's relevant to me.
That's what's relevant to you?
Yeah.
When did you get married?
Approximately 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What would you rate me on a scale from 1 to 10?
Like hotness?
Everything, overall.
Overall, hold on. He's a 10.
Can I get a kiss on the cheek?
I swear, the most disrespected people on the planet have to be boyfriends and husbands. I'm telling you.
So, what is a high body count for a woman?
A high body count for a woman?
Yes.
Oh, 5. It's very high.
And what is a high body count for a man?
Oh, sure, they don't get body counts. They can do what they want.
What's your body count?
Don't have one.
Lost count.
You cheeky cunt.
I used to fuck mad niggas when I was little. That's why dick don't really do shit for me now. Like, your dick don't really do shit.
The more people a person sleeps with is the more desensitized they get.
Gotta say no Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the but he wants you.
Diddy is like that one bad dream you get and you wake up and you're still in the bad dream.
Boys are afraid of commitment because they have nothing to offer. Boys are afraid of commitment because they have nothing to offer. You're welcome.
Aww.
That's weird. Fuck. I mean, yeah.
Underworld actors before and after situations. Sophia Miles, Michael Sheen, Jasmine Damick, Bill Nye, Zeta Gerg, Scott Speedman,
like white people, for example.
White people never brag about how much money they got. They always just brag about how expensive their life is. Like, oh, Joey just started private school. It's so expensive. And our remodel is totally going over budget. Black people just tell you exactly how much money they spent on something.
Một xét nghiệm máu đã làm đảo lộn cuộc đời của chàng trai này và kết quả có thể khiến bạn bất ngờ. Miranda, một người có ảnh hưởng trong giới fitness, bị nghi ngờ nhiều lần là dùng chất cấm để chứng minh mình trong sạch. Anh ta đi xét nghiệm máu, kết quả gây sốc. Nồng độ testosterone của anh chỉ đạt 21 nanolit trên decilit, thấp hơn cả mức trung bình của một phụ nữ 60 tuổi. Phòng khám nghi ngờ nên đã xét nghiệm lại nhưng kết luận không thay đổi. Miranda không bận tâm, giải thích rằng đó là do ảnh hưởng của bữa tiệc sinh nhật lần thứ 21. Anh ta tin rằng kết quả này chứng minh mình là người tự nhiên, trong khi thực tế lại ngược lại. Cho những bạn chưa biết thì khi sử dụng testosterone ngoại sinh lâu dài, cơ thể sẽ giảm sản xuất testosterone tự nhiên. Khi ngưng đột ngột, mức testosterone có thể rơi xuống rất thấp, giải thích cho kết quả bất thường của Miranda. Giờ đây, thay vì làm người có ảnh hưởng trong lĩnh vực fitness, anh ta chuyển sang đăng các video hài hước trên mạng. Đó là cách mà cuộc đời anh chàng này đã thay đổi. Một xét nghiệm máu đã làm đảo lộn cuộc đời của
Barney, you're being stupid. The company is setting you up as their fall guy for all of their illegal activities.
No, you guys are being stupid, especially Ted.
What? I didn't say anything.
And then, kids, Barney revealed to us his master plan. It all went down a few months after the wedding.
Hey, Greg, I know you're busy, but FYI, I've been colluding with the feds. They know everything, and they're on their way up right now to shut down this division and arrest you. Door closed, or... Why would you do that? Oh, gosh, countless moral reasons could have applied, but this is pretty much revenge for stealing my girlfriend. See, that day I vowed I would do everything in my power to track you down, gain your trust, and then destroy you. Who are you? Who am I? Just a guy who served you coffee once. Peace out, loser.
Son of a bitch! I'll destroy you! Get your hands off me!
Barney, you're being stupid. The company is setting you up as their fall guy for all of their illegal activities.
No, you guys are being stupid, especially Ted.
What? I didn't say anything.
And then, kids, Barney revealed to us his master plan. It all went down a few months after the wedding.
Hey, Greg, I know you're busy, but FYI, I've been colluding with the feds. They know everything.
Whoa, Gary, what did you do that for?
It looked like a cherry.
Well, I bet it didn't taste like one.
It's in my tummy now.
So don't worry, no surgery.
Thank you.
We'll just keep him here overnight, and we'll make sure everything comes out okay.
Yeah.
But can I stay with him?
Absolutely. You're not gonna eat this, are you?
No.
Just steer clear of the mom. She's a dock knocker.
What?
Mom was up for more than your bedside manner. Know what I mean?
Seems like a concerned mom to me. Her kids.
Just trust. Keep a buffer between you and her. A stool, portable X-ray, anything.
I hate guys like that. Just because he has a hot girlfriend, he thinks everyone wants to bone him.
Is he okay?
Listen, you have nothing to worry about. Gary's gonna be fine. I imagine it's not the first time he's done something like this.
You're right. You get it. You know, it can just be so hard sometimes. You know, he's a great kid, but he can be a lot.
Well, you're doing a great job. He's a great kid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, you're so nice and so helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, this is where it keeps stopping. Keep going. The barrel might not be sitting in. All right. Bracket. Yeah, barrel's not sitting. Where's the handle? There. All right. So when you see that happening from time to time, just check out that space right there. And if you see treads, then that means it's not sitting correctly. Pull that back all the way, please. All right, let go. Right there. Rack it all the way back. Let go. You're good. Yeah, this is where it keeps stopping. Keep going. The barrel might not be sitting in. All right. Bracket. Yeah, barrel's not sitting. Where's the handle? There. All right. So when you see that happening from time to time, just check out that space right there. And if you see treads, then that means it's not sitting correctly. Pull that back all the way, please.
I need you to pronounce this man dead. Quickly, please.
I beg your pardon?
Gun
to the head. He's got an organ donor card. We need to pronounce him brain dead. He's a donor whose organs I cannot harvest until you pronounce him brain dead.
Well, can't you?
No, I cannot. The transplant surgeon is not permitted to do the final. Could you get on with it, please? I've got a man waiting for this heart.
Sir? Sir, I'm Dr. Robideau. Can you open your eye?
Oh, great.
Can you hear me, sir?
Could be that he's a poor listener or that he doesn't have a head.
Mr. Jasper. Gavin Jasper. No response to pain stimulus. Mr. Jasper, if you can hear me, could you take my hand?
Come on. It's brainstem reflex.
Reflex? Are you kidding me?
Mr. Jasper, hold up a finger, please.
Would you like me to second that motion?
I need you to pronounce this man dead. Quick.
Donald thinks he can take on.
Lòng tốt đôi khi sẽ thật sự không tốt. Trong khi cậu bé này đang cố gắng chạy trốn khỏi các an ninh bảo vệ của trận đấu, một điều bất ngờ đã xảy ra bởi vì cậu đã né tránh một cách hoàn hảo cú bắt của người bảo vệ. Điều này gần như cậu có thể chạy thoát, thế nhưng một anh chàng lạ không biết từ đây xuất hiện đã ngay lập tức chạy tới và tóm cổ áo cậu lại một cách thô bạo. Điều này tương đương với việc từ giờ đến cuối đời cậu bé sẽ chỉ được coi bóng đá qua màn hình TV. Hành động ấy đã làm phẫn nộ những khán giả khác đang có ở đó. Họ đã liên tục chửi anh ấy. Bạn nghĩ anh ta đã làm đúng không? Lòng tốt đôi khi sẽ thật sự không tốt. Trong khi
bạn có biết về Tosin, symbiote mạnh mẽ và nguy hiểm nhất trong dòng dõi của mình? Tosin là ai? Tosin là symbiote thứ 1000 trong dòng dõi của mình và là con của Katniss. Được biết đến như symbiote mạnh nhất và nguy hiểm nhất, Tosin ban đầu sử dụng cảnh sát Pat Mulligan làm vật chủ. Trong thời gian này, Tosin đã thể hiện tiềm năng thiện lành của mình khi ngăn chặn một vụ cướp. Điều này khiến Venom và Katniss phải tìm cách tiêu diệt Tosin vì nhận ra nó có thể đe dọa kế hoạch sâu xa của họ. Dù thất bại trong lần đầu tiên, Katniss không dừng lại và liên tục.
What the hell is this? Is there a problem with your bill?
Of course there's something wrong with my bill. Why is it so high? Additional occupancy fee, resort fee, share fee?
Oh, those are our hidden fees. That's how we get you.
Hidden fees, that's how they get you. Give me the bill. So I was just going through our bill and we will not be paying any of your hidden fees.
You can't choose what part you pay.
Tell them what happened, baby.
I was running by the pool because there's no lifeguard on duty.
And no posted signage.
And no posted signage. And I fell and my tooth was knocked out of my head. Oh my God.
Your bill didn't include my child disfigurement fee. That's how I get you. Oh, we also have AAA, so it's another 10% off.
I can't believe you got the hotel charges reduced. You are on a different level.
Good job, my baby.
Did you really fall by the pool and lose your tooth? No. Mom ripped it out with her hands. What the hell is this? Is there...
Cuộc sống của Kate Bishop thay đổi từ khoảnh khắc cô bé chứng kiến trận chiến khốc liệt của Avengers với những sinh vật ngoài hành tinh. Giữa sự hỗn loạn, chính Hawkeye đã cứu cô bé bằng một mũi tên đầy uy lực, để lại trong Kate hình ảnh của một người hùng dũng cảm và cô thầm ngưỡng mộ suốt nhiều năm. Lớn lên với khát khao trở thành như thần tượng, Kate rèn luyện bắn cung và chứng tỏ tài năng thiên bẩm của mình. Nhưng không ngờ, cô vô tình bị cuốn vào rắc rối lớn khi mặc bộ đồ Ronin, danh tính cũ.
Làm thế nào mà một linh mục bình thường?
Cuộc sống của Kate Bishop thay đổi của mình. Nhưng không ngờ, cô vô tình bị cuốn vào rắc rối lớn khi mặc bộ đồ Ronin, danh tính cũ của Hawkeye, khiến cô trở thành mục tiêu của những thế lực ngầm nguy hiểm. Giữa sự truy sát dữ dội, Hawkeye xuất hiện kịp thời, cứu cô thoát khỏi tình thế hiểm nghèo, bởi Hawkeye nhận ra trách nhiệm của mình với danh tính Ronin trong quá khứ. Khi anh mặc bộ đồ Ronin, anh đã gieo rắc nỗi sợ hãi và tạo ra nhiều kẻ thù trong thế giới ngầm. Cả hai buộc phải đối mặt với những kẻ thù đầy ân oán từ quá khứ của Ronin. Hơn ai hết, Hawkeye hiểu
hơi
rằng
lạnh. Dạ. Lạnh chân á. Toàn bộ cơ thể thì không lạnh nhưng mà chân thì hơi lạnh.
Làm thế nào mà một linh mục bình thường lại có thể kéo cả một chiếc máy bay chở 100 hành khách ở tuổi 31? Đây là câu chuyện đáng kinh ngạc về Kevin Fast. Kevin Fast, một linh mục có vẻ ngoài bình thường. Tình cờ nghe được một vài người đang nói chuyện về cuộc thi người khỏe nhất tại phòng gym. Không có bất kỳ kinh nghiệm tập luyện nào trước đó, ông quyết định tham gia. Mọi người nghĩ ông chỉ là một linh mục bình thường, nhưng bất ngờ, ông bắt đầu ném những vật nặng với sức mạnh phi thường. Tất cả các đối thủ đều sửng sốt. Thông thường, Kevin chỉ tập luyện trong vòng nửa giờ và thưởng cho mình vài chiếc bánh donut sau đó. Ông biết mình sinh ra đã khác biệt và nhắm đến việc phá vỡ các kỷ lục thế giới. Ông đã kéo cả một đoàn tàu, rồi thử sức kéo một chiếc máy bay nặng 189 tấn. Ông thậm chí còn thử vật tay với một chiếc xe cứu hỏa và thành công trong việc kéo cả chiếc xe. Ông cũng có khả năng nâng 22 phụ nữ trên lưng. Chẳng mấy chốc, ông đã phá vỡ hàng tá kỷ lục thế giới. Một cuộc kiểm tra cơ thể tiết lộ rằng Kevin sở hữu những khả năng vô cùng đặc biệt. Ông có thể tiết ra adrenaline theo ý muốn và xương của ông cực kỳ dày, biến ông thành một quái thú thực sự ẩn sau vẻ ngoài bình thường. Làm thế nào mà một linh mục bình thường lại có thể kéo cả một chiếc máy bay chở 100 hành khách ở tuổi 31? Đây là câu chuyện đáng kinh ngạc về Kevin Fast. Kevin Fast, một linh mục có vẻ
This game is called Find Hercules, and it's about lifting this heavy cart as far as possible. And when they find the chosen one, he forgets to breathe. But first, let's see how heavy this thing is. Many people think it's going to be like a walk in the park. But when they feel how heavy the 500-pound cart is, the reality comes back to them instantly. But wait until you see the last guy's attempt, because he's going to surprise the whole crowd and show everyone there are different levels to this strength game. They put powder on their arm folds and really try to move it as much as they possibly can. But this is nearly impossible for someone who doesn't lift weights. But then, this guy shows up and he's not joking around. He takes a steady grip and gets ready to maximize the strength he possesses. Now look closely because he will forget something important. That's right, his breathing. But to hold this and walk to spin at 180 degrees is literally insane. Now look what happens when you forget to breathe while lifting this heavy. But he's all right, don't worry. Could you move this cart 1 feet? This game is called Find Hercules.
Okay, Jay, so happy to see you. You know hungry?
Show us the tanks, Will.
Oh.
You're now Scout Snipers. I know you've heard this, but I'm going to tell it to you again. Snipers do not work alone. Spotter, shooter, spotter, shooter, spotter, shooter. You may now open your case, pull out your M40A1 rifles. You will repeat after me. Once you've done that, this is my rifle. This is my rifle. There were many like it, but this one is mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without my rifle, I am nothing. Without my rifle, I am nothing. Without me, my rifle is nothing. Without me, my rifle is nothing.
The sniper dies for that one perfect shot.
Hit. Fire. Fire.
I was hooked.
Hit. Fire. 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 Hit.
I wanted the pink mist.
You're now Scout Snipers. I know you've heard this, but I'm going to tell it to you again. Snipers do not.
Mr. Fantastic đang nằm hấp hối. Susan ôm anh khóc và nghe thấy tiếng Johnny. Cô tàng hình đến giúp thì đã quá trễ. Máu của Johnny bắn lên người Susan. Deadpool phát hiện thì cô đã dùng một đòn làm nổ cái đầu của anh. Nhưng Deadpool hồi phục và đã đâm sâu lưng cô. Sau khi Deadpool thảm sát toàn bộ Fantastic Four, Watcher đứng từ xa quan sát cảnh tượng kinh hoàng. Bất ngờ, Deadpool gây tê liệt Watcher bằng một khẩu súng vũ trụ. Sau đó, anh ta tiếp tục chủ giết chóc khi tiêu diệt Ghost Rider, Doctor Doom, Howard the Duck cũng phải lên bàn và tiếp tục là Spider-Man, thu hút sự chú ý của Avengers. Iron Man nhận được tin rằng anh Man đã biến mất và các hạt tim đã bị đánh cắp. Hóa ra, Deadpool đã làm một quả bom khổng lồ vào thổi bay Avengers, giết chết tất cả chỉ trong vài giây. Hai người duy nhất sống sót, Thor và Luke Cage, cũng nhanh chóng bị Deadpool hạ gục. Mr. Fantastic.
When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko prime minister?
No. I'm going to ask the honourable leader of the opposition to withdraw that term, which is not considered parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I replace wacko with extremist. He is an
The honourable member to please. I'm going to ask the leader of the opposition once again to just withdraw that comment, please.
I'll replace it with radical.
No,
That's his policy.
I am not asking to replace. I'm asking the honourable member to just simply withdraw.
Mr. Speaker, I replace the word wacko with extremist.
I'm going to ask the.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, do you recognize this carpet? Make him get that out of here. This is your own carpet, Mr. Karinsky. It's from Frank Cardello's apartment. Come on. You feel the fibers, the texture. It's almost...
Nhầm nhí. Maybe. Why? Ké rồi hả? Ké rồi hả? Ké thì chắc thôi. Ăn thiệt rồi chứ không ăn ké.
Chờ ké miếng.
Để sờ đến ké. Em cứ sờ ké. Nhột anh.
And please describe your entree.
We have a chorizo, jalapeno, and apricot stuffed quail. So when you cut into it, all the beautiful colors will fall out onto the plate with spinach and with a creamy potato. So all of that is meant to kind of eat all together.
So cooking a quail whole, very difficult.
Yes,
the legs need to be overcooked to taste of anything. And the breasts need to be undercooked because you can get away with a pink quail breast because it's got that light, gamey taste. It's a very bold move, braising quail. Yeah, a nice little pinkness running through there. And you've stuffed it beautifully because it's 1/3 stuffing and 2/3 the bird. It's delicious. Yeah, it's delicious. I honestly thought you were slightly mad to attempt cooking something so difficult, but it's delicious. You've got that sexy vibe, releasing those oils from that chorizo, and the heat works. You know, you've nailed it.
Thank you.
I love the flavors. It shows a lot of sophistication, a lot of courage, a lot of technique.
Thank you.
And please describe your entree.
We have a chorizo, jalapeno, and apricot stuffed quail. So when you cut into it, all the beautiful colors will fall out onto the plate with spinach and with a creamy potato. So all of that is meant to kind of eat all together.
So cooking a quail whole, very difficult.
Em đánh răng hả?
Mùi uống nó răng hả?
Ừ.
Đi lâu quá.
Ai biết đâu, tại cái mặt em có mùi giống như kiểu em mới skincare á.
Mino. Bé uống Mino.
Nhô nhả. Nhúc 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 nha. Nhô nhô. Nhúc nhem nha.
thì ngày 23 tháng 7 năm 2 thì ngày
Mình sẽ giải thích cho mọi người biết là tại sao con cháu và những người ở chế độ cũ là chế độ có lá